We're back live with Harrowings and the Passing Show with Hal Gill, your host. And don't have anyone joining just yet, but that's all right. It's just a little who, what, when, and where. Washington, D.C., a little raw journalism, a little primary documentation of life as it happens. Got a little time. There's a little construction going on, as you can see. Infrastructure work going on to probably support the ongoing work in this sector that's trying to get ready for a more pedestrian-friendly zone here. Looks like I can get across this side. I will, why not? Oh, so tired. Got to get more exercise, though. It's on my agenda for the new year. Start out walking, get up to a trot. The desire here is to get down to Washington, D.C.'s inner core, see what's happening down yonder. Near the White House and such. I cross here again. And then we'll go down. I don't know. Maybe we'll go down that street for a while. Nice suburban neighborhood. It's my back alley there between the Oxford and Pesha seafood restaurant. It was Russia House for a while. Now it's Pesha seafood restaurant. Yeah. You can see the Georgian mansion there, over 16,000 square feet, is for sale. Has been quite a while now. Got some earth being rammed there around the excavations they were doing recently. It appears. Kind of a noisy situation out here today. Get across. Vehicles. Turning, I'm going to put my hood up. It's a little chilly. Maybe I am. Canine companions. Important. Metrobus. Dental plans to go beyond. Passing what used to be my own pizza. This place is been abandoned. It was a flipping pizza for a while. They were in there quite a while. I think the pandemic got them. And a pizza place opened up across the street. Might have put them out of business. I don't know. It's tough. Tough to do retail in the city. Economic depression coming on. Looks like new displays inside this little shop. Not sure what this is a front for, but it always has interesting little displays changing. Might be anything. Yeah. Truck. Sunbelt Rentals. So the passing show is just bringing you a little bit of who, what, when, and where. Outside my door. And in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America, seat of federal government, the executive, legislative, and judicial branches thereof. I'm going to do a fairly long walk. See how the power holds out at 96% at this point, so we can continue to stream what we see. Nobody saying anything, but how are you and where are you is always interesting. If you're listening, it's an indicator of attention. And if you just have nothing to say or not listening or not watching any longer, that's fine too, because I'm doing this for the future, for primary documentation, with the idea that somebody might pick it up, use it, find it useful to know the Church of Scientology's National Affairs Office was sitting here. Gonna go down Connecticut Avenue. I think it's busier. See more people, see more action, see people making choices to run their vehicles up and down the highway and what vehicles they choose to drive. Get people on the lines. They do aesthetics there. I don't need any aesthetic help, I don't think. Others may have other opinions. I don't know. It is nothing seemed to me. I could be wrong. I think that's a good space to stay in, be in that maybe logic zone that Robert Anton Wilson talked about. If you don't know who I'm talking about, feel free to look him up. One of our greater thinkers of the 20th into the very early 21st century. Robert Anton Wilson produced the Illuminati trilogy, among other things. And you never know what you might see. This bench, this might put out there. Onwards. Blue 1047 daily provisions. How do you find? Might be a stop. Yeah. Don't know. Salino. Favorite coffee? Free croissant. That's nice to know. Free croissant. They're no longer advertising for help. They were. And I was thinking of going for that as a cheap and easy solution. Something to do, or time at least. It is not to be. There's some of the usual suspects there. Gonna head on in on 19th Street, maybe go behind Kramer Books. Huh. You never know what you might see here in Washington, D.C. See, there's yeah, guy who cuts my hair. See, there's idling in there. I could use a trim, but we'll get that later when I feel like I really need it. Hit up a few people for possible podcast guests and tapped a friend for help with a book I'm planning to put out. A lot of the material is available here on Harrowings behind the paywall, by and large. And my late father's works. I don't know. I got a hit up with Lexington Publishers, as I believe I've inherited my father's copyright. I don't know if that's true or not. I'll have to talk about that and see if I can negotiate that. I've got to learn a little bit more about copyright law before I go a lot further with the work I'm doing. I don't think anybody really minds that I'm doing what I'm doing. Appreciate that person stopping for me. Have folks in here. DuPont. It's the Pembroke. Looks like they have a smash burger to die for. Trauma in your face. the DuPont Underground. At the Doyle here. Cocktails and bar bites. And Brooke in the Doyle. I think no, I don't think those guys might be able to drive. Yeah. Nice to see the decorations still up. It is the Feast of the Epiphany, so I'll be coming down soon. Nutcracker over here. I really didn't get out and do as much shooting of the Christmas spirit this year as I would like to do. But doing a little shooting now of just gathering up the information on the passing show. I'll watch my step here. Haul my rear end up. You see we had a tree up, or have a tree up, by the fountain. It's very similar to the one by the Georgia mansion for sale on S Street, my neighborhood. They passed for my trees. Don't mean by that. Good to have Heidi Blake and Daniel Yee joining, along with Dolifet, Assemblywoman Deborah Mozzarelli, Nadia Bruce, Wade Loop, Louise Conzi. Who are you? Where are you? How are you? Text that back to me and I'll know you're listening and engage. Don't and I won't. It's all up to you as far as how much you want to engage. I had one fella tell me how boring it was yesterday. Did him the courtesy of blocking him so he never has to see it again. Another service I provide, vaporization of the rude. And that was totally unnecessary. And a word to the wise, don't be cruel. If you have something to contribute that's meaningful and useful, I don't mind criticism. But just idle observations like that are unhelpful to anyone, not really so much. And how can you be bored in DuPont Circle with all the humanity running around and other species as well? We have squirrels, we have all kinds of things. Now let's see. Looks like I can get here. Sweet smell of cannabis on the air. Kind of skunky. I think it is what it is. It's a reminder of society in its current state. And take a look at the bus stop. See who's coming. Looks like Foo Fighters are on their way, along with Queens of the Stone Age. They together? Is that Meriwether Post? National Park. Okay. That's going to be big. Yeah. Their church. Jim Gaffigan. Third died at it. Oh, boy. He's popular. And, yeah, nothing really jumping out at me here. Feel all good now. Widespread Panic, Claypool Gold, Green Sky Bluegrass, Dark Star Orchestra, Larkin Poe and more, June 13th to 14th. All Good presents All Good Now. That might be good. Might be kind of fun. Hang out at Meriwether Post for a couple of days in June. We'll see. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Something I saw there resonated. Widespread Panic. Oh, Claypool Gold, right. I don't know. I'm going to try to get some of these people as guests as I go. I'm keying up Thessaly Lerner, who I've talked to in the past. had a good chat with her to provide some support for her American Prankster podcast series, which is really quite nice, I think, that she did that work with Wavy Gravy. She's looking for funding, I think, for an audiobook version of Something Good for a Change. And he's almost 90, Wavy is. So we'll see. Shot her an email. Shot my good friend Al Segudo an email. See, I have a broad range, having been born in Williamsburg, Virginia, and exposed to all kinds of stuff over the years. I ended up with an interest in many different aspects of humanity's journey over the past 63 years almost. February 4th will be 63 years for me. Keep on walking, keep moving to keep moving. Know what I'm saying? I keep on streaming the passing show. Being a little who, what, when, and where. Bat that down. Got lots going on in the retail space, and there's many things for rent, empty spaces. How shall we fill those empty spaces? And I'm just continuing on down towards the White House because I heard we're going to surround it with billboards. I don't have a billboard of my own, mind you, calling out Trump as a traitor. I'm not sure about context entirely, but I want to see what they're handing out, what information our protesters are doing, and just how effective they are. Who's there? Who, what, when, and where. How many people are actually putting their lives on the line for what they believe in? I'm up there with Robert Anton Wilson, and I don't believe anything, but I have many suspicions. Among those are that we don't know what's going on. You see down there to the circle, that's Tabard Inn down there on M Street where I got married to Lynn, May 3rd, 2008. It was a year to the day after our first date on May 3rd, 2007. There's a lot. Now we're coming up on 19 years since our first date and 18 years since our marriage. I was blasting out a little bit of poetry that was put out by the pastor who married us, Ginger Gaines Sorelli, who's still at 16th Street at Foundry United Methodist Church. As I look around me, look for the crossing sign. University of Southern California campus here. It's the USC Leonard B. Schaefer Institute of Public Policy or for Public Policy and Government Service in that building now. Was at one time a national center or something for broadcasters. And I don't know. I just know how it seems to me. And you know what? Not wanting to necessarily go the way of everyone else who's waiting at that corner. I'm going to walk down here and look at these children sitting on a rug. Little daycare. Tiny little chairs. So sweet. Here's some more little ones. My gosh. Imagine the world those children will grow up in. Here's more of a different size, different class. I'm working out some energy. Middle East Institute across the way. It's got a MEI art gallery. And keep on. Now this way, we're going to be passing right behind, I believe this alleyway might go down to St. Matthew's Parish Cathedral around the corner, probably. Not going to go that way. Nice decoration on this building. Over the top. These amazing pieces of architecture. Just here for the soaking up. And you think about the people that took the time to build these edifices, design them, get into action. There's a tree over there. And across the way, the Hotel Tabard Inn. And I think my room might have been up there. Not sure which one it was that Lynn and I stayed in for our honeymoon, but I think it was on this section of the building. Tabard Inn itself. There's a little lounge in there, a little elephant room where I had to wait with the Reverend Ginger before Lynn was there for us to tie the knot. Took my time. General Federation Women's Club is here. The Iron Gate. My cousins and my father and mother were over there having a few after the wedding. And my wife and I left them for the evening. That was nice. I really did enjoy my time with them. Poor Len. I was not very thoughtful. I should have been more thoughtful. But the wedding was lovely. The dinner was lovely. And, it was what it was. Armenian National Committee of America there. Next door to one of the embassies. I can't really tell which one it is. I don't know my flags as well as I ought to. I used to know. Oh, by the way, if you want to buy a place here, this is for sale. 1714 to 16N. Going back across, that's Mauritius. Isn't it? Yeah, the Republic of Mauritius. If I'm not mistaken, that's a small island in the Indian Ocean. I'll have to double check that because I think I'm right, but I could be wrong. My memory isn't what it used to be, I don't think. So we're going to go and head down 17th Street, past the Beacon Hotel, which is where my matron of honor and her husband and baby stayed during our wedding. Lynn and I put them up there for the time. I don't know if we paid for their flight out here. Might have. I don't know. They were from San Francisco. I suppose they're in San Francisco still. Lynn is sort of fallen out of touch. Her friend Mary was in town, wanted to get together, but Lynn was too sick. And she was really legitimately too sick. It was awful. That was right when we signed that mortgage application for our current abode, which we've had now for 15 plus years. A little bit of transformation, like federal IT transformation. There's lots of opportunity in Washington, D.C., I tell you what. Everything is practically opportunity from my way of thinking. Beacon Hotel. Solace Brewing. Well, I wasn't very far at all from the Tabard. I hope it was comfortable for them. I don't know. I just hope. I do the best I can. Yeah, we took off after that Fort Luray, Virginia. We had a little cabin to ourselves with rotating light bulbs in the fireplace. Fake fire. Weird. Didn't care. It's a nice place to hole up for a while. Came back to receive my pink slip. They knew I was being cut from the contract, but didn't bother telling me until after I was back from the wedding. Pretty soon I had another gig. Just given it enough severance, enough time to look, and found. Courtesy of Mizuki Kojima, who at the time was a recruiter and hooked me up to this gig with the Coast Guard, and I'd be back at the Coast Guard in 2018. Small world. Small world. Got to know Mizuki later in a more personal level, but one thing leads to another. It's a weird world we live in. The intermeshing of lives. I saw Mizuki not too long back in November. Again. And, left foot, right foot, dawn to dusk. We talk a lot about different topics as I go, including, the primate behavior in which we engage collectively. Because that's what it's really all about, right? Primate behavior. Guess I go this way. Or should I? No, I'll wait. This will be changing soon. Yep, there it goes. I think I actually get away with stepping out now. All that construction going on. This, I think, was the National Geographic Society's building or museum. They are doing a total rehab of that. As Albert Glass and Company apparently is involved. A couple of their trucks across the way. There to give you a new experience coming in 2026. Staff and business guests may enter there. Had a friend who worked as a photographer for National Geographic for many years. I don't know where he landed or how he's doing, but hopefully well. Part of his story was spending the night in the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. It's like we're behind the Mayflower Hotel. The sails there. I often drive down that way to come pick up Lynn. I'll see her at 4:00 today. Pick her up from work. Hopefully she's doing okay. Has had a very busy day yesterday. I think she'll probably have a busy day today. She had to give her an administrative assistant for the CEO, or the administrative director, I think is what, or manager. The exit interview. Then got informed quite clearly about the shortcomings of another one of the employees that's left recently. So we wish her well, but I could tell right off what we were dealing with there. It's interesting when people seem to lack insight, and I know I have lacked insight in the past, and I probably lack insight right now into how others might perceive me or my concepts of myself. And therefore, I try to keep my mind open. I could be wrong. I could be off the mark. I need to be open to receiving new information. So we've got Lee Penman here, Heidi Blake, I mentioned, I think already, Elizabeth and Linda. So if you're listening, Lee, we had nice chatting yesterday evening. And I think you're on the right track. I think I'm on a track. Whether it's the right track or the wrong track, I don't know. Know what I'm saying? Feel free to comment. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling. How is everyone feeling, How are we all feeling? I'm feeling like I want to go down here and check out what's going on at the White House. And I know where to go. I'm at K Street. K Street is, of course, the area where you find a lot of the consultants who help the federal government be the federal government. Nonprofits, NGOs, non-government organizations, in addition to lawyers. but there's significant amounts of office space for lease because not a lot of people are coming into the office any longer. Here's retail space for lease on the other side. So you get the idea that things are not all they should be. These places have been empty for a bit and likely will be empty for a while because they're expensive, but yet there just isn't the commerce to support them, it would seem. My God, some catered stuff to take somewhere. K Street, lights on. We're by Farragut Square. And my temptation is to try to make it in the 24 seconds I'm allotted. Stepping off at 20, 19. I think I'll make it. Couple of wagons. Damn catered food. Being hauled somewhere. Defense Tech Week, presented by Defense SAP. Grateful. I'm going to be passing by this building, 1666 K Street, which is former home of Jefferson, or the home of Jefferson Consulting up there, and also the Cochran Law Firm. Johnny Cochran's outfit was up there last I checked. And Lynn used to work in there through the good offices of Nan Rinsey, who was chief operating officer, who left before Lynn did. And grateful to Nan. She sent us a Christmas card. It's sweet. And had breakfast with her here at the Army and Navy Club because Nan used to be the Judge Advocate General for the Navy, 3-star admiral. By the time we met her, she had retired to take up this role of Chief Operating Officer at Jefferson Consulting, which led to Len working for her. And I remember it being so sweet. Nan said she wouldn't want to be there without Len there. And I think that speaks well of my wife. And Nan went on to the seminary. I don't know where her trajectory is right now, but she is going to become an Episcopal person of, whatever. I don't know. She might be a bishop by now. It would not surprise me. Oh, yeah. Crossing was that Italian bakery. It's baking soon there. I had an opportunity, another piece of my history, during the Women's March, 2017, was it? Just after the inauguration, to come down here and have a little happy hour or get together with Jamie Cromwell and Varushka Franceschi. I was not able to make it because I was away up in Arundel Mills in Maryland with my wife when the notification came around inviting me to come down and meet James Cromwell, the actor, at the Bombay Club. So missed that, but 2 degrees from him through Varushka, who last I checked was in Sweden, doing a little dance for us actually on New Year's. Looked like she was enthused and a gorgeous person, inside and out. Varushka, really trying to make a difference in the world. Here's the Chamber of Commerce of the United States of America. And it looks like we've got police tape up and fences obstructing us a bit. Although, I might be able to walk down here. Doesn't look like I can get into Lafayette Square at all. There's a notice of something. Excavation. An excavator. There's a Baron von Steuben. Frederick William Augustus Henry Ferdinand Baron von Steuben. Lovely. So yeah, that's just blocking off a little bit of the park, it looks like, but I'm not sure about the other entrances. Let me see if I can go around it. The area is closed for historic preservation work that's in progress. Decatur House is what that is. Yeah, that's the Decatur House. I've not been there. I was invited there once by a friend of mine who's an administrative judge for the National Labor Relations Board. Probably retired from that now. I don't know. But my wedding photographer was at the time her husband or boyfriend or whatever. But they've gone on to have a kid, and I don't know if they're still together or not. But I was really, really happy to be able to move the needle a little bit for them, for him, by hiring and to be a wedding photographer. It's really nice. Looks like part of the park is open to the public. I'm going to see if I can walk down in front of the White House on this side. And it looks like that, I don't know what time they were planning on surrounding the White House with people. It's a flight of geese over there, Canadian geese. But it doesn't look like really anything's happening at all here by the White House. It's a big old SUV or two out parked in front of it. And this is the passing show. This is really the crux of it. I don't know, is anybody talking to me? You're tired. Hi there, you're tired, okay. And Shivaram YS has joined. I was tired too today, and I thought about not even coming out. But then I thought, well, I gotta come out, I gotta see what's happening. And the passing show, the pass holders only may go in there. And here's a beautiful dog. Hey. I always try to be friendly to the dogs. And here we have Rochambeau. General Rochambeau came down with Washington and surrounded good old Cornwallis at Yorktown, resulting in our lovely independence. So, von Steuben trained the troops at Valley Forge, and we have Lafayette on the other corner. Andrew Jackson's equestrian statue is up there. You can see the bronze as depositing copper on the marble plank upon which he stands. Just looking for the word. Still not satisfied with that word. Let's see. Looks like there's some degree of protest. Oh, no, it's just Jesus. Jesus loves you. What's Jesus do? Dear friends, I'm not writing one new command, but an old one, which you have had since the beginning. This old command is a message you have heard. Hate won't make America great. Writing a new command. Its truth is seen in him and in you, because the darkness is passing and the true light will stop hating each other because you disagree. Apparently, that's what's allowed right now. It's just if you disagree. Thank you so much. Here you go, brother. What you got? Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Here you get a free hat too, White House. Wow. And actually, I can't use that hat. I got too many hats. Oh, you? All right. But I'll take the postcard. I'm an advocate for homeless people, so the hats are free. Great. We just asking for any change fee to homeless, $1. It's for food. Hey, get us to your niece or nephew. No, I can't do it. It's actually for food. I got too much stuff. Yeah. Oops. I keep those together. Yeah. Here, brother. I don't usually do this. I know, but use it for a good cause. I love you, brother. You keep on. God bless. Good luck. I could spare that. Would be the change you want to see in the world. I love that brother too. And I hope the best for him. I hope he doesn't use it for anything he ought not use it for. I can use it. I got a hat. I got a hat. There you go. This is all blocked off, so we can't see the ballroom construction or get anywhere near it. But yeah, we got one person there with something about negative, and the rest of it's like hate is not going to make America great, da 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 da. So, that January 6th surround the White House with billboards declaring Trump a traitor just not materialized yet. I don't know when they're planning on showing up or if they are. Looks like maybe they're not. It's just tragic in many ways. I can't get very close to Lafayette there, for whom this square is named. Looks like there's a way out over yonder, maybe. I'll try this way. Beautiful stand of trees. One was struck by lightning, and somebody I think was killed here not too long back by a lightning strike. You just never know when your time might be up. So, really uneventful passing show here at the White House. I think, if anything, we should probably be surrounding the Capitol, demanding that Congress act in meaningful ways. But it doesn't seem like that's possible. I really don't know what to make of it, to tell you the truth. It seems to me that things have shifted in a way that doesn't make any sense based on what has gone on before. Or maybe we just, as has been pointed out, have been asleep at the wheel to some extent. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if I can get out again for all this. Hopefully I can slip out there. It looks like there's maybe a path. It's to a wall. Strange. Hopefully over here. Where those folks are heading. That's kind of blocked off too. Not allowed to jump those. But that way. So yeah. Looking back at the White House. You can see the West Wing over there. Top of it anyway. And that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Monument 2, Jackson. Jackson. Not too far from Lynn's workplace. I can't get through the way I want to go. So I might give her a shout, see if she's around, wants to come out for a coffee, or has the capacity to do so before I head back to the ranch, get in the car, and come back and pick her up. Such is our life here in Washington, D.C., as I do the work of documenting the passing show today, January 6, 2026. A whole bunch of nothing on that end. I think you'll see similar on the other end if I can make it around there. Let's see. Kochesko, I think. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I really need to look it up and do it justice. Polish military engineer in the American Revolution, fortified Saratoga and West Point. Kochesko, I think. So we had a lot of friends. The Baron Strobin, Kochesko from Poland, our friend down there, Lafayette, and Rochambeau, who helped enable this country to have its independence from Great Britain. And we have quite a bit of Secret Service presence about. You never know who you might see on the passing show. We are the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. Yeah, we're top school. Yeah, I'm kidding. That's not. Yeah, because otherwise we would have said like really. Hopefully, across the way, it was Le Bar at one point at the Sofitel. And I remember having lunch a few times, 2 or 3 times, with my friend who was the administrative judge at the National Labor Relations Board. You know, I did what I could to spread myself around in those days. Oh, looks like this guy's ready for his something. That signs. No king or queen, it looks like. Flush the orange bird. Okay. Yeah, how's it going to be really helpful? I don't know, man. I did want to see some action, if there was any. And that's about the extent of it. One guy with a handful of signs coming down. I can't imagine it'll really have much of an effect. Let's see, that's going red. I won't have a crossing there. Let me come on down by New America. There's a newish thing in what used to be Riggs Bank and then was PNC Bank on the corner across from the Treasury. Some center, the Milken Center for the American Way or something to that effect. I haven't tried that out yet. I can tell that I'll need a break soon. My legs are getting tired. And it's down to 56%, so I've used most of my juice already. Anybody talking to me? We've got Lee Penman's tired, Christopher Arnell, Nick Johnson. I like to ask people where they are and how they are who are tuned into the passing show. We're in Washington, D.C., not far from the White House now, coming down towards the Treasury, and looking for what actions people are up to in response to the actions of the executive wing of our government. Legislative wing, we'll see later, potentially, if I walk down that far. But for right now, a whole lot of nothing going on in D.C. Apparently, nobody here cares. This is the American Dream experience, right? The Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream. It's mcaad.org, Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream, mcaad.org. Find out all about it there. I'm not going to bother at the moment. I'll just remember what George Carlin used to say. To believe it, you have to be asleep. It's a big club, and we're not in it. It's a big club, though. Serviced by a number of young men and Secret Service regalia. And there's another. I think, I can get across here. So I'm going to do it. Head up New York Avenue, Truist Bank across the street, gifts and souvenirs here, White House, ornament. Shop. There's the Treasury. Statue of Gallatin should be there. Yeah, there it is. Our first treasurer, Albert Gallatin. Yeah, it was And I am at G Street. Air Force Blue Cross Blue Shield as a space, apparently. Well, offices in this building. The old Epic Grill since 1856 was here, but I don't believe it was this building it was in. This building isn't built in 1856 by any stretch. Will be closed this week. Right down here, we got the Hamilton Live. New Potato Caboose will be coming, a tribute to Marley, Turtley Bowie and the Jerry Tripsters. It's not advertised yet, but on February 28th, Psycho Killers will be playing a Talking Heads tribute band. I think I'm going to try to go sit up on the bar level, take in Sunny Triple as she leads them through the Talking Heads songbook with her band, Psycho Killers, and all the more appropriate. I keep on walking. Coming up on Hotel Washington, you can see the Washington Monument, which was illuminated last night with fireworks and such, the last night of that for the celebration of the beginning of the semi-quintennial year, 250 years of the United States of America. The Willard Center Garage is here. The Willard Hotel. It's a room there dedicated to Jenny Lind, the Swedish Nightingale, who was one time a guest at the Willard. I think it's totally been reconstructed. I don't think this is the original building by any stretch, but back in the day when the Willard was there for Ulysses S. Grant, he'd sit in the lobby and smoke cigars, and that's where we get the term lobbyist. Okay, I could give a tour of this town. If anybody was interested in going on one, hit me up when you're in town. We'll go out, walk around, take in the passing show. Gave some French folks of Algerian extraction a tour some years ago now. I don't think it was that long ago. I'd gone through some stuff just about then. Yeah. Raise the bar on your event. Hamilton Live. Tiered seating, 2 full bars. It's great for events. I love the Hamilton Live. A great setting for music and not too far from the house, as you could tell, because I've been talking and walking the whole time. Now, Lynn's on the 5th floor up here, and I don't know if she's free or not, but if she is, I might see if she wants to come out for a coffee. Oh, Jenny Langer and the Moonshine Society are coming on December 31st. Special guest Jonathan Sloan. Rebirth Brass Band's coming on the 30th. And on Wednesday the 31st. Huh. 19th Street Band on the 27th. Okay, that's over. What am I looking at here? That's December lineup. They got to change that. Lead me up. Amy Lou Harris was here on the 14th. Their benefit for Bonaparte's retreat. Caught that once, twice, at least once. And I think I'll just cross, when I get a chance. I don't know what's going on with this one. Lease activities. Transit bands being checked out. Charles Schwartz and Son, the jewelers there. So we're going to wrap the passing show here. Thanks for joining. I'm going into Cornell Bakery shortly. And we are walking in Washington, D.C. This is 14th Street Northwest. I've been showing you Washington Monument earlier. I don't know if you saw that. That's pretty obvious. It's the Hamilton across the way. And this is the National Press Building. National Press Club is here. the presence of Plus Liquors, the JW Marriott next door, good conference center there. Crows, helicopters, Washington, D.C. That's what you thought. You're right. Good to see you, Heidi Blake. And let's be in touch. I always like to have people on the passing show join in on Heroings podcast if they're available. That guy ran the light. I had it right away, and he jumped right in front of me. It's not unusual. There's 4 higher vehicles, corner bakery. So hold up here and end. It's 11:36. Lynn should be about ready for lunch.